We have been testing the Very Wise autonomous control system. So perhaps if I hand over to Joe Foley, and I don't think I really introduced you, did I? No. So Joe Foley is from the National Centre for Engineering and Agriculture up in Queensland, in Toowoomba, and so he's been joining us on this project, and they've been working on the autonomous side of variable rate irrigation, where we can get to the point where without the farmer having to interact with it, we can actually have irrigation going on in a variable way, autonomously. So maybe I'll get you to give a bit of an explanation of that.
Yep, righto, thanks James. Yes, we as irrigation engineers and mechatronic engineers at the National Centre have been for a number of years now in a situation where we understand we could actually have the system operate fully autonomously, so that the irrigation would effectively look after itself. And we've been very keen to trial that, and it's been from the good funding from the Commonwealth Department of Ag and Water Resources that we've been able to do that and trial it here in Tassie, and in cotton on the Darling Downs, and then in furrow irrigation at Weewaw and up in sugarcane up in the Burdekin district. So the idea there is based on some of the previous work where we have crop models running, robotic camera analysis of the crop that's underneath the irrigation machine or the irrigation system, and the crop model is continuously updated, just as an agronomic advisor would do, to work towards the best production in the different areas underneath the centre pivot or in the furrow irrigated field. And from a combination of the soil moisture sensors that our colleagues at TIA have deployed and the weather stations we've got here, the crop model, we can actually now generate those prescription maps which are pushed daily into the centre pivot panel and then executed. So it's been, Nigel's support has been really great in having a good trial of this. As Nigel had just pointed out previously, one of the real challenges here was that some of these background hydraulic issues, some of the basics, weren't actually right, and we've gone through a process with the UTAS TIA folk to actually get those right, and then we can start to implement the full capacity of the VRI system over the top. The overall intent that we're trying to get to is to allow the system to be fully hands-off, so that essentially it would operate on its own. Now there's issues with that in a cow and pasture fed system, but in other crops we've actually deployed that in New Zealand and in Australia under cotton and under vegetables, and we believe that we can, with some further work, get to a situation where that could happen under a grazed dairy pasture situation as well. There's challenges there, but that's what research is about, and that's why we're actually trying to do these crazier things, and we do really thank Nigel and the guys here for the great support in trying to let us do those sorts of things.